So we'll start with Charlotte here. Charlotte, introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself, and then we'll go to each person, and then we'll dive into it.
Not a huge amount to tell about me. Charlie Johnson or Charlotte Johnson, whatever you want to call me. I'm an SDR at SalesLoft, and I can't wait to share everything video prospecting with everyone.
Absolutely. And we got Ellie over here. Ellie, tell us about yourself.
Thank you. I am an account director here at SalesLoft. Really happy to join in this call.
Absolutely. And May, tell us about yourself as well.
Hello, everyone. My name's May Perrell. I'm a sales manager over at ReviewTrackers out of Chicago. And I'm excited to share both experiences using video as well as getting your teams to use video as well.
So tell us about how can you create super targeted videos, and what's your process for that to not be overwhelming? Because some people in the audience probably wants to know that.
Yeah, I think that's key what you've said. Like, just because it's video and it's a great channel of execution doesn't mean you can just pitch at someone. You need to make it human and personalized as well. So my process for making a video, I'm going to do my research. I maybe spend like 5 to 10 minutes max on that. And then my video is a super simple structure that everyone here can implement today. And it's got 3 points to it. The first bit is the personalization. I won't introduce myself. I won't talk about SalesLoft. I just want to focus on them. So it might be something like, look, Morgan, I'm just scrolling on your LinkedIn right now, and I'm going to be sharing my screen while I do this. So I'm going to be sharing me physically scrolling on their LinkedIn, scrolling on your LinkedIn right now. And I can see that you're hiring a bunch of SDRs. The job description on the careers page, and I might flick tabs to the careers page, talks about them doing high activity and multi-channel. The challenges around this for sales leaders is A and B. I'm wondering if any of these are on your mind right now. And why this is so good is that it's not talking about SalesLoft. I'm focusing 100% of my video just on them. I've created one little nugget of personalization, and then the rest of it you can actually template. So you can start repeating the same things over and over again, so it's more scalable.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And one thing that you mentioned here that a lot of people will be like, wait, why don't you do that? You said you don't introduce yourself. And can you dive a little bit more into that? Because some people may be like, well, I got to introduce myself. I got to say my name. I got to say my company. I got to say I'm the leading provider. I'm the greatest product on earth, right? So how do you evade that? Like, and what's the purpose behind it?
In the nicest way possible, like, your prospect doesn't care. Their inbox is absolutely slammed with other salespeople trying to get hold of them. So how can I, as an SDR, as an AE, or whatever role I am, how can I stand out in their inbox? And one of the little things that you can do is to just immediately focus on them, pique a bit of curiosity so they want to listen to the rest of it.
How do you do your research without being overwhelmed? Because some people in this chat are probably like, that's cool, you do your research, but how are you doing it so fast?
Who do you want to begin?
Open it up. Anybody can answer this one. Yeah.
So I have the same like 5 points I go to every single time. And it depends what tier prospect it is as well, right? If it's a tier 1, I want to do that one little extra step just to stand out. I don't want to go for the obvious information like, oh, your LinkedIn says you're a sales leader. I'm going to take it a step further so I can stand out. But for my tier 2s and tier 3s, I'm going to find probably the first or second nugget of information that I can find, and then I'm going to use that. And those 2 points are enough for me to use in the rest of my cadence. I'm going to write those things down, so I only have to do my research once. Otherwise, if you're doing your research every single time, you're going to end up wasting so much time. And yeah, it is going to get overwhelming. So yeah, I have like 5 go-to points. I time myself as well.
Right. So how do you talk to your team about doing research so that it's easier for all of them to do so? And how do you train them on that?
Yeah, I think we had a bit of an advantage, and I think a lot of companies would based on the tools that you have at hand for prospecting. We deal with reviews, and we can within seconds generate a scorecard for businesses that pulls one location at random and basically gives them a grade, A through D, A through F. And so by introducing with something personal about the exact contact that they're reaching out to, and then in a way it is kind of using, our data, but we're not talking about our company. We're actually talking about their company that's been loaded into our platform. And sometimes it's a pain point, but usually it's just bringing something to their attention that they haven't looked at. And so the research has kind of been done for us when we generate those scorecards.
A lot of people are asking, how long should the initial video be? And then also on top of that as well, how many should I do? So I'll like dive into that, and we can get even commentary from everyone here in the panel. Optimal, you want to aim for 45 to 60 seconds. And if you want to start being proficient, 30 seconds is incredible, right? If you can get the 30 seconds, like that's when you're that's when you're like killing it. But if you're just starting out, 45 to 60 seconds is where you want to go. Best way to think about any prospecting video you make is you want to treat this as a movie trailer. And basically the goal of a movie trailer is to get your interest to go watch the movie. If they don't open up the email to see the video, how many times do I resend it? Do I leave a voicemail? How do I follow up? That's a question that we have here. Very similar to what you're talking about.
100% follow that up, because you've put that time in. And the amazing thing about it's saved. You can share that on Vidyard. I'm sorry, on LinkedIn via Vidyard again, where the same video, you don't have to refilm it. And sometimes when I get them on the phone, I explain to them, look, I've just made a video. I sent it to you. I'm going to send it to you again, and I'm going to make the subject line. And I all normally say happy and whatever day it is. And then I chat to them on the phone, and I hold them on the phone, normally talking about the weather, because that's what us Brits do. And I'll say, can I just check? I've just sent it. Can I just check you've just received it? Have you received it? Fabulous. Okay. Have a watch and let's have a conversation. But if I don't hear from you, I'm going to call you in a couple of days' time.
So tell us about, what do you do before the actual call to make sure that people show up?
Yeah, it depends how far out it is. If it's like 2 weeks out, I'll make sure I'm following up with that person like every 3 days, just sending them some useful content, being like, and you can do this via video as well. Look, when we last spoke, you mentioned that this was a challenge. I just wanted to share a case study on the screen. This company was also going into the same challenge that you spoke about, and they solved it using SalesLoft. And I'm looking forward to chatting next week about how SalesLoft can help with this. But the day before a demo or a discovery call, I always send a video. And you can template this as well if you want for maybe your tier 2s and your tier 3s, and just be like, hey, looking forward to speaking tomorrow. Just wanted to double check the time still works. I'm adding in a lunch voucher below, just in case you fancy getting some food before or after our call. Yep. You can template that, so you can then just literally insert it every time. Or for your more tier 1 prospects, you can make it more personal and be like, look, when we last spoke, this is what you mentioned was a challenge. So as a rough agenda, what I want to do is go over A, B, and C. I can see from your growing sales team, from looking at the careers page, that this must be a big focus for you, but looking forward to chatting tomorrow. And my discovery and demo show rate is like in the high 90s. And the only thing I've changed is sending a video before my discovery and my demo calls.
When you think of video, it works across all personas from what I've seen. Regions obviously will vary depending on where you're at, but I will tell you that it's not just for sales. I have multitude of stories and results to give you on that. I just wanted to address that in the chat, that this is something you have to try to at least A/B test and see if it works within your market. Okay, what if I can't find any research? What if I don't find anything at all? How do I create videos that are at least scalable and relevant to these people?
I mean, I don't often use their LinkedIn information. A lot of the time I use what's on their website. There's going to be something that you can use for personalization on their website, whether you're targeting marketing or sales or whatever it is. For example, for me, I can have a look at the different industries they target, or have a look at the persona they target. And I can use that and be like, look, I know you target IT. The challenge with IT is they're really difficult to get hold of. So you need to be more persistent in your approach. You don't need all the gear like Morgan. He's just trying to look fancy.
Yeah, you don't have to have a DJ set up like I do.
Just to second that, sometimes I've been, to show how eager I am, if that is a good way of saying it, I'll be kind of on a run, and I will stop my run because I've seen that they've either connected with me on LinkedIn, and I've filmed a video of me, bright red post run. I'm saying, look, I've seen you've just connected with me on LinkedIn. I'm just going to send you this video because I'm so excited we've connected, and this is why. because it shows that you're stopping exactly what you're doing. Or I'm in my car, or I'm walking my dog, or I'm, just like in the middle of work, just to show I'm stopping exactly what I'm doing to give you my time to show you exactly why I'm interested in the fact we've connected. I had a company where I made it was a really big company, so I made the 3 key level, stakeholder videos. 2 of them loved it. One of them hated it, and he refused to come to the discovery meeting because he was freaked out about how much research I'd done about him. But the fact that the 2 other people liked it, 2 out of 3, and they really appreciated it, and they wanted me to do a video best practice session with their team. I think that's the thing, is that you have negatives, but it's a shock. It's a shock to see a video of someone holding a whiteboard or a phone, with their name saying, hey, I'm making this video just for you, and this is what I want to say. It is a shock to the system. You might be freaked out, but part of you is a bit like, whoa, I'm intrigued. You're going to click on that.
Yeah. No, and even within that, like, this is my answer to this question, is that you're in sales. Negativity is going to happen regardless. Whatever you do, you're going to get something negative. An email, a cold call, a follow-up. You're in sales. You're going to get something negative. It just happens. Talk to us about like how could you use video for renewals and being top class as an account manager.
So I think the one thing to think of with the renewals is the renewal's not coming for probably maybe a year or 2 years. The one thing you really need to do is deliver value throughout that year. And especially if you've got a tech product or anything that's got updates, you want to be updating your customer on what's changed in your platform. So one thing that I used to do, firstly, as their account manager, I want them to know exactly who I am, what my face looks like, what I sound like, everything. I want them to know who I am and who they should be speaking to. So I send them a video introducing exactly who I am. Then throughout the contract, I will engage with them. Obviously, we'd have QBRs, we'd have meetings, we'd have catch-ups. But throughout that as well, whenever there's a product update, I'd send them a video demoing exactly what that product update is. Whether you're an SDR, an AE, or an AM, it's all about being a human. And as an AM right now, the one thing I try to be is human with my customers. I want to build trust. I want them to trust me, that they can say, look, we want to do X, Y, Z. Can you help us? And I think video really helps that throughout the whole process, because it's not just text. It's Ellie sending them a video like, hey, let's have a chat.